Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Random Lifestyle Vlog. Today we're going to be talking about another new fragrance release for 2023, and this is Elie Saab Elixir. So here's the bottle. I personally find it stunning. It's just so beautiful. The fragrance though was a little bit surprising to me. So when I first sniffed it, and I blind bought it, so that when I first sniffed it, I just couldn't really make that connection, like how this is even Elie Saab fragrance. It just didn't really seem to click like in my head. The more I experience this fragrance though, the more Elie Saab influence I can actually get from it. So what was so surprising to me? I mean, probably the fact that this is an iris based fragrance, and by that I mean that iris is definitely the most prominent and the most difficult to ignore note that you can find here. I shouldn't be really that surprised. Iris has been extremely popular in the recent year. There are even this year we have a couple of iris strong releases, and just from the top of my head there was Lancome La Vie Belle. The new one was actually very heavy on iris, and Armani My Way. The new one is also very iris heavy, so this is no exception. This is again a very strong iris fragrance. So this is definitely a great fragrance for iris fans, and even if you own let's say the two fragrances I just mentioned, which is Lancome Iris Absolute and then the new Armani My Way, is it worth having this fragrance in your collection? I think it actually is. This fragrance is different. Obviously, if you are an iris fan and you pretty much buy anything that contains iris and you're wondering whether this is going to be very similar to, let's say, even the two fragrances I just mentioned with this strong iris presence, I wouldn't really worry too much about it. I think this definitely gets this Elie Saab bright, sparkly vibe. There are some citrusy notes here. There is mandarin orange, there is some neroli in here as well. So it adds to this fragrance this very bright, sparkly, sunny vibe. And then on the other side of this composition we have those ambery notes here. So this is going to be this perfect mix between this kind of almost Middle Eastern kind of heavy fragrance and this sparkly, bubbly Elie Saab vibe. I'm going to quickly read you the notes so that you know what I'm talking about. So the top notes are mandarin orange and neroli. The middle notes, it's just iris. And then we have base notes of amberwood, benzoin and myrrh. The lasting power of this fragrance is quite good. It's not one of those powerhouses that will just last on your skin to the next day, but it's definitely good enough. The sillage is, I would say, moderate. That's not something that's going to literally fill the room. The fragrance itself is definitely really pretty, and me being an iris fan, I just love to have this little addition to my collection now. I've seen some comments that this fragrance is very similar to the new releases of Armani My Way and La Vie Belle. I personally don't really see that similarity, apart from the central note being iris in there. Armani My Way is pretty much mostly tuberose floral fragrance, whereas the La Vie Belle is just this kind of a gourmand with some fig in it as well. So yes, all three fragrances have this very strong iris note that kind of defines them. So these fragrances definitely differ between each other, and as long as this iris doesn't really bother you, you're going to be able to experience those differences for sure. I think this is going to be a perfect fragrance for summer. It has this very kind of sunny vibe to it. As to whether this is more daytime or nighttime appropriate, I think this just very much depends on the person. I think here in the UK I would just wear it on a daytime. I think here in the UK we don't really have very hot summers, so that will be my daytime fragrance, I suppose. But if you live in a very hot climate, then I kind of get how some notes can be a little bit irritating when it's really sunny and hot. So probably depending on where you live or your personal preference, this could be a daytime or an evening fragrance, but it's definitely very, very summery. So these are all my thoughts about this new release from Elie Saab. Have you tried it? If so, let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. For more fragrance related content, check those videos over here. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care. Bye.